Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the select character stone that you can obtain in DBZ Dokkan, how you can obtain it during the Transcended Dokkan campaign for 2025, how many you can get, and who you should use it on. Now the only way currently to obtain these stone is from the Purunga Wishes. They may give some out later on as mission or as gift rewards for hitting top grossing, but ultimately currently the only noted way is to use your Purunga Wish. The Purunga Wish is a wish that you can access every single week based on whether you have done the Purunga Wishes, and it will allow you to obtain up to 5 of these God Dragon Stones. There are 5 sets of wishes, 5 weeks, and each week you can wish for the Dragon Stone once. This then means that in total, if you are to go the Redstone route, you will be able to obtain 5 of them, and you can then spend them on these characters. Understand that these character bundles are broken up into 3 sections. Characters that cost 3 red dragon stones, characters that cost 2 red dragon stones, and characters that cost 1 red dragon stone. For the purposes of the video, I will cover each section a little bit, but mainly I am keeping the units that are notable on the right hand side of the screen. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want, you can get these units. If you don't feel the need, then honestly every other selection is not really that relevant. We'll start with the 1 stone selections because I think those are actually the best, largely because they are the super easy A's. And then we'll go through the 2 stone summons and the 3 stone. I do want to preface this by saying that I recommend almost no 2 stone summons outside of Frieza and Android 17 and Android 18 and Krillin. The reason is that a lot of these units are just generic support, floater, very average units. There's almost no merit to taking them. Android 18 and Krillin are decent on a superior team, can be used for some challenges, and Frieza may be able to help you out on your movie bosses team with Goku and Gogeta if you need. That's the only reason I'm suggesting those 2 stones. In terms of the 1 stones, I highly suggest you pick up all of the 10th anniversary super easy A's if you did not get them during the 10th anniversary. Not only are all of these units, Goku and Vegeta SS4, Vegito, Rose, Omega Shenron, incredibly good and obviously up to the standard of the current meta, but they are very cheap. 1 stone means that if you get all 5 stones, you could get all 5 of these units. Yes, they don't technically fall on the movie heroes, movie bosses team. That is obviously the centric focus of this banner, but I assume most players, especially those who started during the 10th anniversary, should at least have managed to grab one of the leads. In doing so, these characters become far more valuable. There is a shout out for Beerus and for Broly if you are a new player who has started now and only just obtained Frieza and Gogeta. If you have done this, then rather grab Broly and Beerus first, because they will help you out on your movie bosses team. In terms of the rest, the 3-star or 3 stone units, there are very minimal selections here that are worth it. Turles is a great unit, but he has not aged very well. Space Traveling Warriors is not in the space it needs to be, and Pure Sense just has outright better leads that function at a higher level. Although Trunks is incredibly fun, and I do love Trunks, he's my favorite character, he's not up to scratch for the current meta. There's some fun gimmicks you can do with him, but Android Cell Saga is very disjointed right now, and although he's a cool unit, unless it's for collection purposes, it's just not worth your time. The same can be said with Android 17 and 18. USS is an amazing category, and they do lead that, and Tournament Participants is great for that, but if you're running USS, you probably want a whole bunch of the other units anyway, so realistically, just running these guys is not going to be, the game-breaking team that the USS can be, or at least really top tier team that USS can be. So unfortunately, you are going to have to, not go for them. The same can be said with Piccolo and Gohan. A fun unit that's great for leading the free-to-play Saiyan Saga team. Also leads Bond the Master and Disciple and can have some usability for missions, but just doesn't have the viability overall as a unit. Android 21 suffers the same fate, leading Pepe Gals, which is pretty cool, and power absorption, but she doesn't even fit on the own Martian Buu team. Really, she doesn't trigger enough of the passive, she doesn't do enough herself. She's a fun unit with great animations, but she's there for collection purposes, really. And then we have Hirudegarn and Goku. Probably the only two that I would potentially mention. Hirudegarn can be slightly usable if you need a movie boss's lead for some of the challenges that have come out. He has aged decently. He still can put you in trouble, but he's a solid option. And the same can be said with SS3 Goku. Both of them aren't top tier on their teams, but they're good enough that if you fail to get Gogeta and Frieza, or if you don't have any other premium level lead, grabbing them is not a bad call. And that's ultimately it. That's really what it comes down to. Outside of those 3 stone units and the super easy A's, I really wouldn't suggest too many others. There's some niche situations, like I said, Golden Frieza, because you obtain Golden Frieza Gogeta, or Android 18 Krillin if you're running superheroes. But at the end of the day, this is probably the best selection on the right. If you have all these units, don't bother with it. It's not worth it. And don't select any units until you've done all of your ticket summons, etc., because you might pick up a unit and then there's no point using your redstone on them. So yeah.